White people.
Where do they come from? There are lots of theories. Some say they're Africans who evolved lighter skin and looser hair. Some even say that they come from an 18th century Cabbage Patch cloning experiment. But amongst all these theories, one of them stood out to me the most. A theory so contradictory that it's obviously bullshit, but also so well put together that it's not so bad and honestly pretty interesting. The theory in question was heavily popularized by a website called Real History Worldwide. The theory goes as follows. Around 20 to 30,000 years ago, waves of albinos began to appear amongst the Dravidian population. Due to the harsh sunlight of India, as well as the marginalization of albinos, a lot of these albino Dravidians began to flee to Central Asia. The remaining few either stayed in India or moved to Afghanistan or Pakistan. After some more time had passed, these albinos began mixing with the local populations of East Asia. This mixing resulted in the albinos gaining yellowish skin and reddish skin. It was also around this time period that the albinos began to create new groups. These groups included the Parthians, the Bactrians, the Alans, and many other groups. After this, a whole lot of stuff went down. The albinos reportedly returned to India, creating the North and South Indian divide that we still see today. They were also chased out by the yellow-skinned Mongols and fled into Europe and the Middle East. From there, it only got worse. They reportedly attacked Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, all of which apparently resembled black Americans, for centuries upon centuries, and also supposedly mixed with their local black populations. After who knows how many years of the war, the albinos had finally won. They finally took over the lands of Europe and also North Africa and the Middle East to a degree. From there, the albino people didn't waste any time to change history. They began a huge conspiracy to destroy all evidence of real black history and started to attribute history from all over the world to their people, or at the very least, to lighter-skinned populations. Now, do I think that this sounds like a cool theory? For sure. Do I believe in the theory? No. At least not entirely. Look, I agree that white European populations did indeed race-swap groups like the ancient Egyptians, but I disagree with almost everything else presented. There are many things wrong with this theory, but I would just like to point out one thing. This theory claims that the albinos spent most of their history as nomads. There's just one problem with that. Albinos have severe visual impairments and extreme sun sensitivity, which would make a nomadic lifestyle pretty fucking hard for them to live. But hey, whatever, am I right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed listening to this theory. As I've stated, while I do not agree with everything this theory says, I do agree with some things and just find the theory to be interesting overall. How about the rest of you? What do you think of this theory? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, take care, and goodbye.